I'm 73 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that might upset you. Everything you think you know about getting older is completely wrong. And the worst part? The people who should be telling you this, your parents, your teachers, society, they're either lying to you or they don't know themselves. You see, I spent the first 50 years of my life believing the same lies you probably believe right now. I thought I had it all figured out. I had the career, the house, the respect of my peers. But at 52, something happened that shattered everything I thought I knew. And what I discovered in the 21 years since then has completely changed how I see life, death, and everything in between. But before I tell you what happened, I need you to understand something. The reason I'm making this video isn't to impress you or to make myself feel wise. I'm making this because I'm running out of time. And there are things you need to hear before it's too late. Not for me, for you. At 52, I had what doctors call a cardiac event. That's a fancy way of saying my heart tried to kill me. I was in a meeting discussing quarterly projections when suddenly the room started spinning. The next thing I remember is waking up in a hospital bed with tubes coming out of my arms and my wife crying in the corner. The doctor said I was lucky. Lucky. I had just come face to face with my own mortality, and they called it luck. But you know what? They were right. Because lying in that hospital bed, with nothing to do but think, I realized something terrifying. I had been living my entire life on autopilot. I wasn't really alive. I was just going through the motions, checking boxes, trying to meet everyone else's expectations. And here's the part that haunts me to this day. If I had died that day, if my heart had stopped permanently, what would I have left behind? A nice house, a retirement account, a collection of achievements that nobody would remember in 5 years? Let me tell you the biggest lie you're probably telling yourself right now. I have time. I'll do that later. When I'm older, I'll finally live the life I want. I see young people in their 20s, 30s, even 40s, and they're all saying the same thing. When I make more money, then I'll be happy. When I get that promotion, then I'll relax. When the kids are grown, then I'll travel. When I retire, then I'll finally do what I love. Let me save you 50 years of regret with one simple truth. That day never comes. You know why? Because the goalposts keep moving. You get the promotion, and suddenly, you need the next one. You make more money, and suddenly you need more money. You're always chasing something just out of reach. And before you know it, you're 70 years old wondering where your life went. I did this. I spent 30 years climbing a ladder, only to realize when I got to the top that it was leaning against the wrong wall. And you can't climb back down and start over. Time doesn't work that way. Here's something nobody tells you when you're young. Success is a terrible goal. And I say this as someone who achieved everything I set out to achieve. I made partner at my firm. I bought the house. I had the respect of my colleagues. And you know what? None of it mattered. You achieve your goal, and for about 48 hours, you feel amazing. Then the feeling fades. You're back to baseline. Now you need a new goal, a bigger achievement, more validation. It's a hamster wheel. I had a friend who died 3 years ago at 68, worked 70-hour weeks his entire life, built a multi-million-dollar business, never took a real vacation, kept saying he'd slow down next year. Next year came and he had a stroke. At his funeral, his son said, "My father was a successful man, but I barely knew him." Is that the legacy you want? Your regrets won't be about the things you did wrong. They'll be about the things you didn't do at all. I don't lie awake at night thinking about failed business deals. Those don't matter. You know what keeps me up? The trip to Japan I never took because I was too busy. The relationship with my brother that I let deteriorate. The book I always wanted to write but never started. The time I didn't spend with my kids because I was working late. These things eat at you. The missed opportunities. The roads not taken. The love you didn't express. The risks you didn't take because you were afraid. The people you love, your parents, your siblings, your close friends. You think, you have unlimited time with them. You don't, and one day, that time will run out. My father died when I was 45. We had a complicated relationship, and I was always too busy to really work on it. I kept thinking we'd have time to talk when I was less busy. We never got that chance. Heart attack, gone within hours. And you know my biggest regret? All the Sundays I didn't call him. All the times I was too tired to drive over for dinner. All the little moments I let slip away. There won't always be more. After my heart attack, I made big changes, stepped back from work, started saying no to things that didn't matter, started saying yes to things I had put off for decades. In these last 21 years, I've learned more about life than I did in the previous 52. What matters is embarrassingly simple. Time with people you love, work that feels meaningful to you, experiencing things, not owning things, creating memories, being present. I know it sounds simple. When I was your age, I would have rolled my eyes. Sure, but I have bills to pay. And yes, you do. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm saying don't sacrifice what matters for what doesn't. Here's a question I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to answer it honestly. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far? Not, would people be impressed by your eulogy? Not, did you achieve enough? Just, would you be satisfied? If the answer is no, then what are you waiting for? What are you doing with your time that's so important that you're willing to gamble your one precious life on it? I'm 73 years old. I've been lucky enough to have good health since that heart attack. But every morning when I wake up, I'm aware that I'm on borrowed time. We all are, really. But most young people don't realize this. They think they're invincible. They think they have forever. You don't. I have grandchildren. 3 of them, and when I look at them, I see the same patterns I see in most young people today. They're stressed, they're anxious, they're chasing things that won't make them happy. They're making the same mistakes I made. And I try to tell them, I try to share what I've learned. But you know what? They don't really listen. Not because they're bad kids, but because they can't. They're living in the storm right now. They can't see the patterns yet. They think their situation is unique, that the old rules don't apply to them. That's why I'm making this video, because maybe, just maybe, if enough people hear this message, someone will actually listen. Someone will make different choices. Someone will avoid the regrets that haunt people like me. Every single day you're getting closer to death. Nobody likes to think about this, but you don't have unlimited time. Neither do the people you love. Your parents, if they're still alive, they're getting older every day. One day, probably sooner than you think, they won't be here. Your friends, your spouse, your children, none of these relationships last forever. So what are you going to do? Keep putting off that phone call. Keep postponing that trip. Keep telling yourself you'll make time later. Or are you going to wake up today and start living like your time is limited? Because it is. If I could go back and talk to my 30-year-old self, here's what I would say. Stop trying to impress people who don't matter. Stop sacrificing your health for your career. Stop putting off joy until someday. Stop waiting for permission to live the life you want. Start calling your parents more often. Start taking the trips you dream about. Start doing the things that scare you. Start saying no to obligations that drain you. Start saying yes to experiences that fulfill you. And most importantly, start now, not next year, not after this project, not when you have more money or more time or more whatever. Now. Because I promise you the perfect time will never come. Life will always be messy and complicated and full of reasons to wait, but if you wait, you'll wake up one day and realize you waited your entire life away. I'm 73. If I'm lucky, maybe 10 or 15 more years. Maybe 20 if blessed, probably less. And I'm okay with that, because these last 21 years have been the richest of my life. Not because I made more money, because I finally started living intentionally, appreciating every day, prioritizing what matters. I've traveled to places I always wanted to see, deepened relationships with my children and grandchildren, pursued hobbies I put off, forgiven people I held grudges against, said I love you countless times. I'm happier now at 73 with less time ahead than I was at 30 when I thought I had all the time in the world. That's the irony. When you understand time is limited, you start to actually live. You stop wasting it. You stop postponing joy. You start creating the right time. You have a choice. Right now, today. Keep living the way you're living, chasing success, putting off happiness, telling yourself you'll make time later. Or wake up, realize time is running out faster than you think, and the life you're waiting to live needs to start now. I can't make this choice for you, but I can tell you, you don't want to be 73, looking back, wishing you made different choices. Don't waste 52 years figuring this out. Learn from my mistakes, live intentionally, prioritize what matters. Stop waiting for someday. Someday is today. It always has been. If this resonates, share this video, leave a comment, tell me what you're going to do differently. Subscribe because I have more truths to share and not much time left. The clock is ticking. What are you going to do with your time?